podcast. It has been a whole year of welcome back. No, I thought you were yawning then.
No.
I actually slapped you. I was like,
take it
back. It's been a whole year of welcome back to Sugar and Spice podcast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
52 times we have done that intro.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
Well done us for actually keeping on it, keep going.
It is our 1 year special today, guys.
And we are ready to talk about the pod.
We are going to go through kind of a review of the past year, what we've enjoyed, what we haven't enjoyed. We're going to be quite brutally honest as well, I think.
What we expected, what didn't really hit the expectations.
And just maybe touch on our plans for the future.
Yeah.
And just go over everything. And then also just have a bit of a catch up.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Just because it is a weekday and it's quite late. So we're not drinking or anything wild like that. Don't yawn. Swallow that right now.
I literally shut my mouth and then I realised I was yawning.
You're like,
Swallow that yawn.
Right, anyways, are you feeling sugary or spicy?
I was actually thinking about this earlier because I was like, oh, what am I feeling? Because I was editing another episode and I was like, I wonder what I'm going to say tonight. But I think I'm feeling sugary today.
Oh, I'm feeling spicy.
Wow, we got always
yin and yang, baby.
Wow.
Why are you feeling sugary?
I don't know. I'm just feeling sugary.
That's the vibe.
Well, actually, I feel like I need to explain it because it's the 52nd episode.
Because what?
Because it's the 52nd episode. It's been a year. I feel like I should explain
why. Yeah, explain why.
Okay. I think I'm feeling sugary just because I feel like today I just wasn't as productive I probably would want it to be, and I just feel more
mellow,
chilled out, and more just
love it.
Yeah,
well, that's absolutely fine. I'm feeling spicy because I feel like I've actually put my foot on the gas this year a little bit with things.
Love that.
And I went through quite a few months where I wasn't putting my foot on the gas, but since the beginning of this year, I've been really okay, time to make shit happen.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like I...
What have you been doing?
Well, I've been going to bed earlier. That's the freaking key thing.
Well done.
Because if you don't know, I work 5 till 9. So it's as in 5 p.m. till 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's quite tempting. And I work sometimes in the day. But mainly 5 till 9. So it's quite tempting for me to go to bed quite late and then wake up quite late, which then doesn't really leave me with much to do in the day. I'll wake up, I'll do a little bit of shit and then go to work, and it just is not really fulfilling.
Yeah.
So I've been going to bed earlier, so I've been waking up earlier. So I've actually done things with my day and it feels freaking good.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's been great.
Done.
So yeah, feeling the spicy vibes.
Love that.
Right. Shall we review our year as Sugar and Spice, the podcast?
Let's do it.
So, okay, let's rewind. Let's quickly recap how we started. How did this podcast come about?
We were both talking about how we wanted to do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we'd spoken about I want to do a podcast. Yes, I want to do a podcast.
Yeah, very briefly.
Yeah, just randomly oh, that's cool. You want to do it?
Brushed over it.
Yeah, literally. We were just yeah, cool. Same.
Mm-hmm.
Never spoke about it again. And then one time you just texted me and was like, I think we should do a podcast. And I was like, I am down.
I am so here for it.
I'm so here for that.
Yeah, I remember I was on the cruise ship actually, and I
was in Turkey.
Did I have a dream? Was it a dream that I had that made me? I can't remember what it was. I just had this urge. I just had a feeling that it would just that we should just do it.
Yeah. And
we're both quite I feel like we're both people that we just we're not really bothered about other people's opinion. I think maybe for some people starting a podcast and then obviously putting kind of your whole
we kind of thought we were really
there.
Cool.
What?
I remember being we're so cool. This is gonna be so good.
We are cool and it is good. You were damn fucking right, girl. Yeah, I feel like it can be quite a scary thing, but I feel like we're just both the sort of people that are just I don't really care.
Yeah.
If it clicks, it clicks. If it doesn't, then it's cool. It's gonna be fine. Were you scared when we first started the podcast?
I feel like when we first started it, I wasn't I thought that the things that we'd come up with was actually really cool. I actually thought, oh yeah, this looks sick. Our intro when we did our intro, because I feel with a lot of the things when we first did it, when we first spoke about it, I was like, oh my God, how are we going to do that? Like our intro and stuff. I was like, how are we going to do that? Like, what are we going to do? And then we kind of just did it and put it together, and we were both like, oh no, that's so cool. And then like I might do something to it, and then you would like do something to it, and then like we'd do something together, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, we've smashed that. Like, so I feel like there was times where I was like, oh my God, I want it to be really like good and like really cool and like it like look good and like quite professional.
Yeah.
Obviously we're like two people that like kind of didn't really know what we were doing, and like
yeah, for real.
Do you know what I mean? And like starting the podcast, we like literally had no idea what we needed.
Yeah, so that was scary. Like kind of looking at it as a whole picture, we're like, how are we gonna like?
And I remember because we like microphone wise, we used to have those ones that like
our
clothes. And I remember the first episode, it sounded terrible.
We were going to actually react to our first episode, but I don't think we can actually bring ourselves.
We couldn't do that.
And the lighting is also
terrible.
Shit. What the?
No, because I think but we meant it to do that. We meant to do that because we were like, oh, let's go a bit darker so it looks like more like a vibe.
Oh, like more chilled vibes.
Yeah,
okay,
like,
yeah,
and then they had, like the purple tone. That's why we did that. But yeah, I feel like with the mics, I remember on the first episode being like, this sounds terrible. How are we going to fix the sound? But because we'd already filmed it and we thought that it was like quite a good episode still.
Yeah.
We were like, and also we had set out a date when it was first coming out and we didn't have much time to like refilm and re-edit.
Yeah.
And also we weren't very good with like editing back then. I feel like nowadays we've got so much quicker.
Oh
like,
yeah, 100%.
We know what we're doing, that is what it is. But like back then, a year ago, it was stress. Like it was stress. Like if the sound wasn't good, we didn't really know what to do about it.
Yeah,
like,
true.
We literally went through like loads of like editing softwares to like try and fix the sound. Like
oh yeah, we did.
And
that
we
was
had
a
no
lot
idea.
of trial and error.
Yeah,
actually.
we had no idea what we were doing.
We were like constantly messaging Pit, weren't we? Like,
yeah,
what do we need? Do we need like this like thing that you plug the microphones into? Like, what leads do we need? Like, how do we do this?
Yeah,
like, it was actually like we genuinely had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah. And then
that was definitely scary.
And also we found Adobe podcasters to like film on.
Oh yeah.
Which when we told Pit about that he was like, oh, that's cool, like nice.
Yeah.
Like he actually, and we told him about that, and then the other a few months ago actually he messaged us being like, by the way guys, they also have this in Adobe podcasters. We were like, we'll use that, Pit, and he was like, oh, love that. Like like so like
defended ourselves.
Yeah, like I don't know. And also when Pit was filming Say It or Short It with us, he was quite impressed with our setup. He was like, that guys, well done. And that was like the 20th episode. So by like we
got our shit sorted like relatively soon after starting.
Yeah.
Because I guess you do have to just like make it work. Like you do just like have to make it like all run smoothly and look good and sound good, because otherwise like you kind of are failing in a way.
Real.
Were you scared of like what people like would say and stuff? Like
some episodes that we filmed, I was like, oh, I hope my mum doesn't listen.
Yeah, you know what? It's so like at the beginning I said like we don't care about what people think, but I was definitely worried about like family.
Yeah.
and
near the beginning as well, I remember once I went to I used to get quite like awkward when people like told me that they listened to the podcast, because I was like, oh my God, you listen to me and Lucy speak?
Don't.
Like that is weird. And like when certain people say it, I'm like, whoa, you listen. Like,
because like crazy. We do say like a lot.
Yeah, but I remember once I was at one of Yarnick's family dues, and like his like cousins and like friends start talking about the podcast, and I was like, oh no. And it was like,
shut up.
Yeah, and it was in like front of his like mum and auntie as well, and they were talking about it, like, I listen. I was like, guys, that's really sweet, I love that. And then the mum and auntie then was like, his mum and auntie then was like, oh, we should listen. And I was thinking,
no, don't you dare.
Please don't listen.
Yeah, it's definitely like
I think an episode we had just filmed at the time, I want to say, was like kind of something about like us in Kavos and like
it was like around like
shit
early
there. We had just spoken about like things I would rather them not know about. So when they were like, maybe I should give it a listen, I was thinking, please don't give it a listen. Like,
I think
there's certain things like that as well.
It definitely is scary, like thinking that like a lot of our like wild crazy stories are on the internet for people to find. But I think something that's like kind of given me peace with it is that like everyone was once like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Like, and if I know like it can be deemed as like unprofessional or like whatever, but I just think like everyone's been young, like everyone's done like crazy stupid stuff. Like And if you are gonna sit there and like judge it and like deem it as unprofessional, then like, okay, you do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but like you
I
have
do
probably
get you.
done same as us or worse.
Yeah,
So it's
for
fine.
real. No, there's also been a lot of things we've had to like take out as well, which
Oh
I think
yeah,
is
we've
quite.
yeah.
I think it's quite like a shame as well. But there's like things where we're like, okay, I don't actually think we can say that because like that could be quite bad. Like we're still trying. Like we're not quite Tana Mojo vibes. We're not quite there.
No,
we're not quite that free with things we say.
Do you know what I think?
Like I wish we could be, but
if we were really big, really famous, really popular, like had loads of listeners, I feel like it would be so much easier to do that. It's because like obviously we've done 52 weeks, like we are obviously like committed to this, but we are still like trialing it in a sense.
Yeah,
like we obviously would love to like do this for the rest of our lives, but we you can't like fully commit to that. Like you just don't know. So like you don't want to like sit on the internet and like talk about like crazy shit.
Yeah,
when you just don't.
Yeah, because like
like
the Copenhagen episode.
Oh yeah, we had
to take quite a few bits out of that were like probably things that people would have loved to hear.
Yeah, it's hard finding a balance, isn't it?
It really is. And like Yannick always says to me, he's always like, but the things that like you need to like sometimes you just gotta like not care about like friends and family and what you say and everything and what goes out, because like the juicy things is what's gonna keep people in. Which
it's true.
I really do agree. Like you don't want them to be listening, like you'd rather other people listening. Like I don't know. It's hard because there's certain things that I think would make people want to listen more, but it's if we're willing to put it out.
Yeah, it's difficult to strike that balance when it's still quite new. Like a year is like we haven't been doing this for like ages. Do you know what I mean?
But I think it is very impressive that we're like, bearing in mind we're two people that literally are running it all just ourselves.
True that.
And we have to still like have jobs and do other things alongside this and figure out like our calendars are just so packed, and our working time schedules are just so on opposite sides of the fucking planet. It's like actually really hard to film, and like we are always filming in such like outrageous times. Like at the moment it's 20 to 11 at night time. I literally need to wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh my god,
do you know what I mean?
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. There's like always like such really bad timings for us, but we like the fact that we've like stuck around and actually done this for a year is I think really impressive, because we both don't just have like 9 to 5 jobs where we can like meet at like 6 o'clock and be done by like 8.
Yeah, and it's not just like a simple like thing where it's like we'll upload to Instagram once a week. Do you know what I mean? Like it is filming, it's editing, it's like like uploading, doing the thumbnails, doing the descriptions, doing like
the
noting
titles,
down,
doing the Instagram post for like when we actually
it's like it's actually a lot. So I'm actually really proud of us.
For a year, that's mental. And like, okay, we're not the best on TikTok and Instagram, and we've already said that we do really need to sort that out. But it is also really hard when you've got like full-time jobs. You need to film, edit, do all the things. Like it's really hard to stick up with the content creation as well. Like content creators don't have like a full-time job as well as content creating. Like that's kind of what we're like trying to do, like a full-time job as well as content creating and living our lives. So it can be really hard, but I do actually really enjoy like the filming part. I actually think filming is generally really fun. Like filming is fun.
We should talk. What's your like favorite part about having a podcast?
Like
let's talk about.
Actually do really enjoy filming. I think filming's really fun. I think like when we film, we like blabber on. I think there's been like one time where we're like, oh my god, it's only been 15 minutes, what we're going to talk about. Other than that, most of the times we're like, oh my god, it's been an hour, like we should stop. That's actually another thing as well. At the beginning we would film for like 2 hours.
Oh my god, and try and cut it down.
Cutting it down was terrible. We had to take out stories and everything. I was like, we can't have like a 2-hour episode, like that's crazy. But we would also stop a lot. Like now we flow. We try and make it better. It like, actually makes editing so much easier. Literally. Or we just like kind of treat it like a live stream. Yeah, no, for real. Try and not have anything cut. But what was the question again?
Like what's the bits that you like? So you enjoy filming?
I enjoy filming. I enjoy it when we put something out and like it actually does well and like people are like do it, and I actually do really enjoy when people like say to us like, oh my god, like this episode really helped me, or like, oh I really enjoy this, or like I watch every week and I love it. Like I just love getting like good feedback, which doesn't happen often. So when it does happen, I actually do really appreciate
For
it.
real.
I really like
That's
it.
so funny, actually. I was speaking to Kaya about this because we were talking like the same, like similar conversation that you have with Kaya, like about the podcast and whatnot. And she was like, well, I said to her, like, obviously, we are, and we know, we put our hands up, we are not great at posting like reels on Instagram and like TikToks. Like we're not on it with our short form content, and obviously that's how you grow as a podcast. So we realize, and we've like have spoken about it, how our numbers haven't like skyrocketed because we just don't post. So we have no chance.
One can find us.
Yeah, we don't have a chance of going viral. So that like, yeah, so we like, people can't find us, our views don't go up. We know this, we're gonna try and get on it. Right. But so yeah, I was like, yeah, the thing like hasn't really grown. And then I was like, I just feel like both of us, like for some reason it just doesn't come like naturally to like make TikToks and post them, because it is a bit of a long process. And when you're like editing the whole episode and all the other like shit that we listed off, it just kind of falls like at the bottom of the priority list, even though it should probably be nearer the top. But she was like, why do you think it doesn't like come naturally for you guys? Or we were speaking about like what does motivate you to do stuff. And I said like getting good feedback from people really motivates me, and I know that you shouldn't place so much value into like other people's opinion, but when you're putting stuff out there for people to consume and people are like, yes, this is good, I like it, then it really does like boost you and like make you want to do more and like carry on at it. So it's interesting that 100%. You say that like that is like one of the best parts as well.
100%. Like obviously if we're putting things out there and then like people are saying they like it, it's a bit like when you put an Instagram post out. If you get loads of likes, you're like, yes.
Or if a TikTok video goes viral. I had a dream. I haven't gone viral on TikTok in so long. I feel like it was like way more of a like a common thing to happen, like maybe like a few years ago, to go viral on TikTok. And I had a dream I went viral on TikTok, and it was so fun. And I was like, I actually forgot about the feeling of like going viral. Like
I do get you.
Like, you know, when like you go on TikTok and your video is just like blown up and you have like 99, 99, 99. Like, it feels like but that's what we need to start doing with like our podcast, like TikToks.
I get you. And also like with like going viral and stuff, like sometimes I actually like hate comments as well just don't really bother me. Like I actually find it even funnier because like, you're just boosting my video even more.
Love it.
Keep going. No, but I think definitely, like obviously like if you're putting things out there for people, like
you're gonna want
like I'm putting it out for people to enjoy it. So like when I get like positive feedback and people are enjoying it, then obviously like I'm not putting a podcast out just because me and Lucy like a chit chat. Like, we can just chit chat on our own and not have all the madness behind it, like doing the added thing. So obviously like when it does well, when like certain episodes have like got quite a few views as well, I'm like, oh yes, that's lit. Mm-hmm. What I would love like, for example, on like YouTube, I would love it to tell me everyone who's watched it. I would generally,
literally,
I would love that, because I would just love I would love to know who like watches our episodes, because like sometimes I'm like, I wonder who those hundreds of people are. Like, what the hell? Like, when I think of like a party, like our sugar and spice party that we had last year, like 60 people came, and that was quite a few. I doubt all those 60 people watched the episode. So like, who are these hundreds of people that watch? Like, I'm generally like, I would love to know.
Yeah, same. That would be like really interesting. I think another thing I love about doing it is that it's made us do like really fun stuff, like more so in the summer, just because there's like more stuff to do in the summer. But like, you know, we'd have like our days out where we would like just do stuff, and it's just fun. Like sometimes I think like with friends, like when you get a bit older, you kind of like can easily fall into habits of like not making plans or not seeing each other like much. So I think like obviously doing the podcast together, like we see each other like so often when like one of us is not away, which is like really fun. I think it's like made our friendship like really, really strong, actually.
I actually so agree. I actually do so agree.
And we were saying the other day actually that we haven't argued once, like
not once,
and I think
I think is really impressive,
I
because
think it's really impressive as well.
it's quite hard. Like, I think at the beginning there was times where we were literally like, who's filming, who's editing, like, and it was a bit stressful, and like there could have been times where I was where we could have been like, oh, you know what, I've had enough. Like,
yeah.
Because it was getting like, it was quite tough. I feel like now we've like really got our routine in. Like, we know what's good.
Yeah.
If you're editing, you're editing.
It's all just set. Yeah.
It's like, do you know what I mean? It is.
There's nothing.
But then, with the fact that we haven't had an argument is pretty impressive, I would say.
Yeah, and
because we've been under pressure sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I didn't expect to argue, but I remember when we started, we did say like, we cannot let what happened to Sid and Nell happen to us. Like, we were like, we have to promise that we will like not fall out over
anything
over the podcast.
Yeah, I actually remember saying that. I do remember saying that, though. I remember being like, if we do this, we cannot ruin the friendship, because like, F that, like, rather just not do it. Like,
yeah,
literally.
For real.
But yeah, no, we literally haven't like argued or anything. Like, nothing's really like happened.
We're all chill.
I feel like
we've chill over here.
Got it down to tea. Although I do think we're a bit comfortable with the whole. Like, I think we need to push. Like you've already said, kind of, we need to like push ourselves to do other things. Like, we first, because I actually thinking the other day. First of all, we we edited. We didn't used to always put an Instagram post out when we had the podcast. So we added that, and now that's like a must do. Like, you have to do that.
non-negotiable.
You have to do that when the episode comes out. So realistically, we should say like. Another non-negotiable is we have to make at least one like TikTok or like reel or whatever.
Yeah. If anyone wants to make our reels, and because that's literally like we like, because people have said to me, and I do actually like deeply believe that if we had more exposure, people would enjoy listening to us. Like,
I actually do agree.
Like, otherwise we wouldn't have started this in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, clearly, like, and like people do listen, but I do genuinely think if we had more exposure, like, people would love it. Like, our numbers would go up. Like, that's just what would happen. So we need to get on it. It's
like, everyone loves the girls' bathroom. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the girls' bathroom, and I like watched the girls' bathroom, and I was like,
I've actually never listened to it.
No hate towards them. Like, they seem great, but like, there's nothing like they're just two ordinary girls that like get a few like what was it? They get a few like
guests.
No, well, they do have guests, but like before, when they didn't have guests, because obviously because they had YouTube before. That's the difference.
Oh, okay.
So they started with a YouTube following, and then people from YouTube.
What, together? They did YouTube together.
They did YouTube together, and then people obviously followed them from YouTube to the podcast. So that's like how they've also done that. But their like main like thing of like topic of conversation in their podcast is what is the word? Like, dilemmas.
Oh, okay.
Their main thing is dilemmas. So they like talk about like a lot of dilemmas and stuff like that. And that
maybe we should take a page out of that. But...
I know, but that is literally like, because I feel like we talk about like a lot of different things. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm literally just saying the wrong thing. But like, I feel like I listened to a few podcast episodes, and a lot of them was dilemmas. And like, even Kaya said when she went to like, because her sister Tally is like she really likes the girls' bathroom, and they went to one of the shows, and even Kai was like, yeah, they're good, but like, they literally just talk about dilemmas and stuff. Like, and I remember her saying to like me, she was like, you and Lucy, like watching them made me realize that you and Lucy could actually do like really well if like you were exposed more. Yeah, because like they are so popular, and like, it's not like they do anything like crazy amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just two ordinary girls, ordinary besties. They've like fucking smashed it, quite frankly.
I do think that like, in general with like social media nowadays, is like, obviously you can do certain things. There is like a loose recipe for like going viral and like getting really popular on social media. I do think like half of it is like potluck as well.
For real.
Like, I actually think the algorithm, like, obviously it like works in a certain way and whatnot, but like sometimes it can be so random, like when it comes to like blowing up. And obviously I'm not saying for 1 second the girls' bathroom has just blown up, like, because
they had like YouTube as well.
Yeah, before, like they've been grafting.
I remember years ago, Anya was like, I think you'd really like Sophia and Chintzia on YouTube. This was before they even had
oh my gosh, crazy.
She's like, you should watch them, like I think you really like them and everything. But like, they've been really popular for quite a long time, to be fair on them. But my point is, like, it's definitely possible. We just need like exposure. We just
we just need to make short form content, because that's where it's at, isn't it?
It really is. Content.
Yeah. Should we go through a few things that we feel like we've learned doing the podcast?
All right, you start.
Okay, I feel like, well, we've already kind of mentioned like we've learned how to like edit. well, you've learned how to set up the mics. We were saying this before. I set up the light.
Okay, it was actually quite funny how on our 1 year anniversary you completely just did your
I did my
like,
mic so wrong. And I swear to God, every time I go to set up this damn thing, I'm always like, wait, am I doing it right? Like
every time
Bella's always like, let me do it, and then she has to end up doing
this
it.
time she did like whole back front, never done this before ever. Literally she did it upside down and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I don't know how to do this.
I was like, what have I done? But yeah, well, so I say that I've learned about microphones and stuff, but I feel like you've learned more about the microphone stuff. That's kind of Bella's like forte. I do the lights and
your
setting up
lights,
the camera and the viewfinder thing.
Yeah.
But editing in general, like editing long form content, feel like I've learned a lot about that. I feel like also I've learned to try, or at least be aware of speaking like a little bit more clear and concise.
Oh, I like that.
Just because like when you're editing and you're listening to yourself back, when you're always going like I literally listen to myself, I'm like,
be quiet,
shut up, mate, like just say what you want to say. So I feel like it's definitely made me more aware of like how I speak, which I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just
I feel like at one point I really tried to curb my swearing, but I feel like recently I've been quite like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But at one point I was like, I need to stop swearing. It's terrible.
Yeah, we used to try and really swear. I do try and keep swearing like to a bit of a minimum.
I try, but then sometimes I'm just let it loose and that's
I don't really notice it until I'm like, I don't notice if my language is bad.
Yourself or me?
Me.
Okay.
I don't think yours is bad.
I think it is quite bad. It has its days.
My mum was watching my Maldives vlog. Bearing in mind, I was like literally by myself. It's not like I was even with anyone to like, you know, F and blind with. But like, my mum was because I said at the beginning of the vlog, I said, oh, for part 2, I edited out all the swearing. So I like realised that my nieces and nephews were watching. I showed my mum part 2 and she's like, you did not edit out the swearing. Like I was literally like, fuck, like da da da, oh shit, like just kept swearing. My mum was like, whoa. I like don't realise how bad I am until.
No, I get you. I do get you. I think also at the beginning when we first edited it, I was like, oh my God, I just blabber on so much. Like, actually just be quiet. Like, shush.
Oh yeah, but that is what a podcast is for.
I know, but sometimes we're like, come on, just reel it in a little bit. So I try and not like blab on as much anymore.
That's what I mean. Like, just be like being like a
but
bit
even
clear
when
and concise.
even when I edit, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just going to cut this out because I just feel like we're blabbering.
Yeah. So you just like select that thing. Cut.
Yeah, cut that out. Or if I repeat myself, I'm like, Bella, just be quiet. Cut it.
Yeah, cut it. In the bin. What else do you feel like you've learned? Anything else? Oh, I can think of something. I know you thought of the same thing as well. This is not something I've learned, like that we've learned, as in like our skills have improved.
Yeah.
But I feel like when we first started, and I think it was maybe like, maybe we just got this like wrong. Maybe we just got this twisted. But I was really expecting to like for like all of like, and our friends like obviously are like really supportive, some obviously like way more than others, but I was expecting like maybe just like a little bit more support, like even just like in the comments and stuff from people.
I get you, actually.
Do you know what I mean? Like obviously like everyone's like, oh, that's so cool, you're doing a podcast, blah blah blah, but like actually when you look at the comments, like I think I probably just
what comments?
yeah
sorry,
like that this
no,
is it.
generally I
think that I learned that like you like shouldn't expect people to like be reposting on their stories or even commenting or even like I don't know.
I sometimes get like I do kind of get stories. I feel like maybe you don't want to always post us on your stories. Like I still get that, but I do think commenting and like liking, like sometimes like we get like hundreds of views on our YouTube video, for example, and then we don't even get like a like, and I'm like, how hard is it just to go like, and then like if like our closest friends could just comment, that would be great. But like when like we get nothing, I'm like, who even is watching it for us like not to get anything? Like are they just not watching it, or like are they just like can't be bothered, or did they not like it?
It's definitely like a bit of like a kind of just, I don't know, like it just like
a wake up call, but not really a wake up call.
Like it's not that deep, it's obviously. Not that deep, but it's just, I think we were both expecting like a lot more.
Or like when people are like, oh, like I was quite surprised again probably not even listening, so it doesn't matter, but when my cousin Daisy was like, oh yeah, I'm like literally haven't watched since like episode 13, and I was like, we're
it's
literally
on 52 now.
Yeah, I was like, you've missed a fucking lot.
You missed
like,
a year, honey.
You missed a lot, honey. So like, yeah, when people don't like listen as well, like I just don't know. I feel like if I had a friend that like was doing something like this, I'd be just, and also like sorry, I keep saying like now and I can't stop on here.
I hate that.
But I feel like if I had a friend that was like I didn't see very often, because I feel like we don't always see people that often either. Like,
yeah, true. It's like fun to know what's going on in their
lives.
lives.
What's going on? Like, what are they chatting about? Like, I'd quite like to know what they're talking about. So, like, it is quite interesting in that sense, because I understand, like, with Kaya, she used to always say, oh, like, when I'm away, like, I always listen to the podcast because it's fun, because I feel like I'm chatting to you guys, I'm catching up with you guys, and I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then when she's like back home, like, we obviously see her more, so then she kind of already knows what's going on. So sometimes she like does watch the episode still, but maybe not as like she's not as on it.
Yeah,
because, like,
yeah.
We've already probably told her the stories that like we're already talking about in the episode.
Mm.
But like a lot of people we don't really see that often. So like if you are interested in us, and I'm quite surprised that they don't listen.
Yeah, but then it's just like if you don't want to, then like that's whatever. But I have really like since starting the podcast, I feel like whenever I see someone, like not even necessarily my friend, like even if I just like I don't know, follow them on Instagram for whatever reason, or like have a mutual or like whatever, when I see them like go down a new pathway or like start something new or like put like some sort of like content out that's like not their like usual content, I always like go out my way to like comment or like send them a message and be like, oh, this is really cool, like and like really support, because I think obviously when you're on the other side of it, you like sort of realize how much it means when people like go out their way to comment on it or like appreciate it.
Yeah, I so agree.
So that's something that
I also think it's quite interesting, like so many people that I don't really see often or like haven't seen in years or like true. Anything have come up to me being like, oh, you're doing a podcast, aren't you? Like, how's it going? Like people that I wouldn't even think like knew that I was doing that, like know that I'm doing it. So it's definitely out there, because like so many, like someone that I used to go to college with who I haven't seen in like 6 years, I bumped into him on the streets and I was like, oh my god, hi, like how are you doing, like blah blah blah, and then he was like, oh my god, yeah, like you're doing a podcast, how's it? And I literally took a step back and was like, oh my god,
how do you know about that? As if
yeah, obviously it's out there and everything, but I just didn't really expect it. And like so many people that I don't like really talk to or haven't seen in ages, like even another friend that I like used to be really close with and haven't seen in like probably like 5 or 6 years, messaged me and he was like, oh, like how's your podcast going, like I see that you guys are still doing it, like well done. Like it's just so crazy, like so many people that like when you haven't seen them in so long and then they ask you about it, I'm like, wow, that's really cute. Like it's happened quite a few times as well, like more than 10 times.
Maybe we need to like we were saying, obviously like post more so we're like more in people's heads. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like I'm like talking about like more like our friends, like maybe because we're a bit rubbish at posting,
we're not quite in everyone's heads. Yeah, maybe maybe so.
Like, so it's that's such a thing on social media, isn't it? Like I really, even like with my personal account, if I go away and I post about it, and then when I next see people, everyone's like, how was your trip? Yeah. But if I like on the other end of the spectrum, like go away and don't really post about it, like just no one even knows, because like
you didn't post
just people get so much of their information and like
from online,
their brain space like is determined by like how much they see of it on social media.
That is true.
Which is kind of scary.
I would love.
That's why we need to step it up.
I would love to know who listens. I generally would love.
Just message us if you listen,
please. Like I would love to know if you listen.
Love it. Okay. I have a question. What's been your favourite moment or episode of the year?
I think I actually did really enjoy the Say It or Shot It, only because
all
our friends were there. It was just funny. It was quite hectic. We didn't like plan it as well as we probably should have, but it ended up turning out to be quite like jokes.
Yeah.
Like I really
and it's just real, isn't it? Like
I really enjoyed all our friends being in it, and like I think they quite enjoyed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was just a fun episode to film. Like
I like would actually so go back and watch that one.
Yeah, it was fun, and just it was a fun night as well, like afterwards as well. We had like fun. And it's just
I'm trying to think, like I'm gonna have to like scroll through our episodes. I like the one with Cara and Madeline. I think that was really funny. Our mics actually like weren't working for that though, So I don't know if
Yeah,
you
that
guys
was
can tell,
annoying
but
/
the
stressful.
thing is not
Yeah, go
very
on.
good.
Let's have a look.
What's really interesting is like seeing like the difference in views based on the title. So for like
Yeah.
example, right, episode 10, Getting Deep, How to Keep Relationships, Setting Goals, 67 views. And then episode 12, What It's Like Being Deaf and Exposing Footballers, has got like 137 views. So
On
actually
YouTube.
that's something, jumping back to like what we've learned. I've learned that people are
Yeah.
suckers for clickbait.
Yeah.
And now we do low-key try and clickbait.
No, don't tell them that.
Sorry. No, but we all actually, like, we do always
No, but
cover.
it is true. Like, what's that one? The Truth About Pretty Privilege.
Yeah, see, that one did really well.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Oh, it's that Smash or Pass Fashion Edition. Well, that one did quite well.
Oh my god, that was actually one of my favourite ones to film. Actually, the fashion one, the Smash or Pass Fashion Trend Edition. We should totally do that again, because
we should.
times have changed. That was literally like episode 19.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh, filming our Ibiza episode was fun with Megan.
Yeah, that was.
We're actually having Megan back on
we
for
are.
Boob Job Q&A.
That won't be. That might be next week's episode, or maybe in 2 weeks, a few weeks' time.
Yeah,
it will definitely be out.
Keep an eye out for that. That would be really fun. It is always really fun having guests.
Yeah, that's another thing that we've said that we need to do, is get some more guests.
Yes, we've been.
So if you want to come on the pod, let us know.
Yeah, even if you just don't feel like you're that interesting, I'm sure we can like
defo do
squeeze
something
out.
No, but for real, we would definitely love to have more people on the podcast. So if people want to, please,
for sure,
let us know.
I also really enjoyed filming the answering Emma Chamberlain's questions.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I liked it. I liked that a lot. I also have liked like doing like the vlogs and stuff. Like when we went to Fort Park, that was so fun.
I agree.
Those are some of my top.
We're not very good at getting vlogs out, though, are we?
No, we need to.
We've kind of spoke. It's not even that. Like we vlogged Ibiza, but I feel like our Ibiza one we just didn't vlog very well.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of rubbish videos, quite frankly.
Me always like fucked up.
Yeah, it was just a bit rubbish, and we obviously with the we did that whole bucket list thing. Yeah. We started editing that. I started editing that, but then we like started to not like do the bucket list things, and then like we ended up doing a bucket list thing, then we ended up forgetting to film it, and it just kind of all went to like shambles, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think like,
and also it's really hard with timings. Like it's really hard. Like we're trying to do a weekly episode, so we're already editing that. To edit a whole like vlog and stuff is quite hard as well, and like to like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just a lot.
In like an ideal world, obviously we'd be able to like put like all our time and all our effort into the podcast. But the reality is that we both have got jobs. Yeah. We like obviously this is not paying the bills whatsoever at the moment. Like it'd be great if like one day in the future it does. Yeah. But we also like have to keep our wits about us. So I think like, to be honest, the main thing that I would like love for people to take away from this is like, if you actually listen and you actually enjoy, like, just support us, because it like pushes us to do more. Yeah. And it actually, when we say like, oh, it really helps us, like, of course it helps like the algorithm, and like it will show us to more people and blah blah blah. But I think it helps us more so in the fact that like
mentally
we see it, and it pushes us, it motivates us, like
because it's quite demotivating when like you do so much work and effort and then like you just don't get anything back. Like, not that you do it to get something back, but when you do get something back, it is just so nice. So, like, and when you don't, you're just like, we've done this for a year, and like most of our videos don't even have a like on them.
But maybe it's because we need to post more. Anyway, we're going to try posting more.
We're going to try and post more and see what happens. But I just feel like we need like more viewers that like don't know us.
Yes, we just need to like branch out. And I think it's like obviously important for us to be like really real. Like, we're not gonna like sit here and be like, oh my god, having a podcast is like literally like so easy, like it's all been a breeze, like blah blah, because it obviously hasn't, but it is really fun and we enjoy it, otherwise we wouldn't still be doing it. So just like, if you do listen, please feel free to like leave us a comment or something. Also,
we would love our own set. And we've like talked about
yeah,
doing that and stuff. But it's hard again. It's just
because we don't have any money coming in to like sugar and spice.
Like these microphones, my mum bought us as a nice gesture. Yeah,
no, she sponsored us.
Yeah, she sponsored us.
You might want to shout her out then.
Yeah, shout out Mish.
No, her company, no.
Oh no.
No. Shittest sponsors ever.
We don't know. We don't need to say the company. But yeah, we just, I don't know. There's certain things we would obviously love to do, but also it's just like not quite possible right now.
Right, let's move on to like life updates.
Okay, go on.
General chit chat. Okay, well, first of all, do you know what happened to me the other day?
Go on.
I was driving to work to teach. I had 10 minutes until my class started, right?
Yeah.
I'm driving down the road. A car literally comes zooming up the fucking road, obviously speeding, and literally bumps right into my car. So I brake, it goes boom, boom, smashes my wing mirror and goes into the side of my car. I was like, what the actual fuck just happened? I like brake in the middle of the road. There's a car behind me. There's like a car waiting to come up. I saw him speeding, so I like literally like go to pull in as well, and he just like goes right into me. He then drives off. I look in my rear view to see like where the fuck he was going, because like ain't no way this bitch ass just drove off. I get out of my car even though there's cars waiting, because I'm just like absolutely
what the hell just
fuming.
happened?
Yeah. So I'm like taking photos of my car, taking photos of like the surroundings, you know, like just in case.
Did you get the number plate?
No, I didn't get it in time because he fucking speeded off, right? I saw what road he turned down, so as soon as I got back in the car, U-turned my car. Bearing in mind, like at this point, I literally had like 7 minutes until my class started, and I was like still like 5 minutes away from my work. So I like U-turn the car, go into like the turning that he went into, and I knew it was a close as well. So like I like kept looking to see if he like drove out. Turned into the close that he went into, and he was actually stopped there. So I get out my car, like I take a photo of his car. Well, I think that like it was his thing. And then he gets out, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you literally just went in my car. Like you went into my car. Are you actually okay? And he was like, oh, I was coming uphill. Like, I was the one going uphill. I was like, mate, you were literally speeding, and I pull in to give way to you, and you just rammed straight into me. Like, you fucked my car as well. And he was like, oh, how bad is it? I was like, you kidding? You smacked my wing mirror and look at my car. Show him like the scratches on my car. So I'm like, look at the side of my car. My car's all like scratched up. And then he was like, oh, like he wasn't saying sorry, but he like, you could tell that he was guilty. And I was like actually fuming. I was in like my big fur coat as well, so I felt like such a diva. I was like, well, what's your name, what's your address, and what's your number plate? And he like gave me all his details and stuff, and I was like, you're actually an idiot, like, because he was speeding really badly. And I was like, that literally could have been a 17-year-old driving. Like, you're lucky that I'm like 25 and have been driving for a while, but like that really could have shit them up. And he was like,
how old is he?
So he like probably like 35, 40.
Oh.
So yeah, that happened to me, and it really pissed me off. Right, yeah, that's
crazy. That's crazy.
That's my story. You were going to tell me something.
Oh, I was going to tell you a funny story the other day. I went to the Apple store because basically I was just trying to like get my phone a bit sorted and stuff.
Oh yeah, you were going to try and sort your phone.
And my dad came with me because he has a disabled badge, so like parking with a disabled badge is amazing. And also he was like, let's go for a coffee. So he was going for a coffee after as well. Anyway, so he came with me, and then they were like, sorry, you're too early, like you need to go to like a shop, like you need to like wait for like 5-10 minutes. And I was like, oh, just check us in now, like come on. And they were like, we can't, sorry. And I was like, oh, so annoying. Anyway, so I'm like, oh dad, let's just go shopping for a little bit, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, for some reason I went into Victoria's Secrets because it said like massive sale, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool, like sale. So I go into Victoria's Secrets.
Did he come in with you?
Yeah, he came in with me, and we walk in, like the first thing right in front of me was like 4 pennies for £16, and I was like, 4 pennies for £16?
That's a deal.
That is a deal. So I start whipping them all out and looking at them all like, oh, these are
my god, in front of your dad, really?
Yeah, in front of my dad. And my dad was like, I think I'm just gonna go outside right now. So he went and stood outside the
Oh my
shop.
god, I feel like if you knew Bella's dad as well, like that is actually so fucking funny.
I know, it's so funny.
I can't believe you did that in front of your dad.
I know, it's just because like recently I've got quite into like cute little like pants and stuff, and I was just like, oh, I could so do some like nice little ones, and they're like 4 for £16, like bargain. So I started like
Not
looking
really
at
a
them
bargain though, is it?
Well, it was £4 each for some Victoria's Secret pants. Like some of the ones that I picked out as well were £25 before, and now then I got them for £4.
Wow, yeah, okay.
So a little bit of a bargain.
Yeah.
And they were like quite cute. Anyway, yeah, it was just really funny. And when I told Yanni, he was like, "You went panty shopping with your dad? Like, you seen the pants you bought?" And I was like, "Well, not quite," because he ended up going outside.
He took himself out.
Yeah, he took himself out. Don't worry about it, babe. He doesn't know what I'm wearing.
Oh my god, I could never.
But it was quite funny, and he was just like very like, oh. Anyway, that was one of my stories. And then another one was, guys, for Christmas I got a Refi lip gloss, which I loved. Actually, I did get
a nice chocolate brown colour.
It's like a burgundy. It's the plum colour.
Oh, plum.
And I got the matching lip liner and everything. Anyway, I used it once. Literally could never find it again. And I was like, this is mental. I just don't know where it is. I used it once at Yarnick's house. It was in my bag. Never got it out again. Never can find it again. Where is it gone? I literally made Yarnick check his whole house. Like, maybe I've dropped it somewhere in your house. Like, you need to like try and find my Refi.
Fucking find it. It's literally Refi.
Yeah, it's Refi, and I've literally like used it once. Like, what the hell? Literally couldn't find it. 2 weeks later, I see it in my mum's room, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is my Refi lip gloss in here? Like, what the hell? And she was like, oh my god. And it was chewed the flip up.
Stupid little
Kobe. Little mother. Anyway, I was like, what the hell? And she was like, yeah, I heard Kobe chewing on something, and I thought, what the frick has he got? And I found that, and I just chucked it on the side because I didn't even know what it was. And I was like, that is my new Refi lip gloss that I've been looking for 2 weeks.
Who got it for you for Christmas?
Well, my mum was meant to, but I bought it for her from me.
She's like, I didn't even know what it was. And like, baby, it's a Christmas present
from you. Yeah. Anyway, he ended up biting it and actually like popped the top bit. So I was like, ruined.
I saw it on Bella's desk the other day. I was like, what is this?
Really annoying. And bloody Kobe, every time I sometimes look at him, I think, oh, naughty boy. And then he like runs out the room because he's like scared. He also, I went on a walk the other day, and in my new fluffy boots, I went on a walk, and I think I trod in dog poo, and I was fuming about that.
No.
I was like, are you kidding me? Fucking shit on my nice shoes.
And it's so hard to get the poo smell
I was trying to scrape it all out, and I was like trying to sort it out, and then I think the motherfucker could smell the poo on my shoes and pissed on them on the foot. I was like, ah!
So what did you do with the shoes?
I was like, Mom! Because Kobe is her dog, okay? And I do treat that like, so when he does something, I'm going, Mom, your dog has done this. So when he pissed on my furry boots,
oh my god!
I was in the office and my boots were behind me, and then I hear a trickle, like and I turn around and I see he's got his leg cocked up on my shoe, and I'm like, Kobe!
Oh my god!
And then he gets a shock, and I see red because these are my favourite boots.
Throw him across the room.
No, I pick him up and I look in his eyes and I say, "You naughty boy."
If animal views was okay, I would literally
I will fuck you up right now. No, I pick him up and I'm like, "You naughty boy! Like, why did you do that?" And then I literally grab him, put him outside, and I say, "You stay out there," because that was a punishment. And I felt like, ugh.
Yeah,
felt like hitting
really
him.
Felt like hitting him.
It was so annoying. And then I screamed at my mum, and I was like, "Mum!"
Oh.
I was like, "Your dog pissed on my fluffy boots." And then she's like,
gosh.
"Oh no!" And I'm like, and then she goes, "It's probably because he could smell that dog poo and he wanted to mark his territory." And I go, "I don't care what he thought."
Yeah.
It's fucking
I don't care about the thought process. My boots have got piss on.
Yeah. And then even today I was like, fucking ruined my boots. And she was like trying to like scrub them, but now like the fur's all like not as nice.
They were such nice boots as well.
No, I love them. They're my favourite boots. I'm fuming.
Can't you see if they got them in stock?
No, because I got them in TK Maxx and I've never seen them again.
Yeah, to be fair, I tried to look for them the other day as well.
I'm literally fuming.
Oh, how annoying. Well, I have a current flavour that I need to talk about.
Go on.
Current flavour is a segment where we talk about what we're loving at the moment. Let's do a couple current flavours if you can think of any, and we can piece and love it out.
Okay.
Right. This book that I'm reading, I am so flipping obsessed with.
Okay, go on.
I cannot put it down.
What is it called?
I basically read the whole thing just from like when I left the Maldives to when I got back to England. Like I'm like at the end of the book now.
Wow.
It's called A Court of Rose and Thorns, and it is so good. Oh my god,
How did you find it?
It's like quite
popular at the
like
moment.
TikTok famous. Not at the moment. I am actually kind of like late on the bandwagon. It kind of like blew up on TikTok, but it's oh my god, it's so good. But it is like fantasy. So if you like, not like, because I was telling Kaya about it, but I was like, I feel like Kaya, you're not really into like fantasy books or anything, so I don't think she would like it. But I am obsessed, and I think I'm gonna read like loads of fantasy books from now on. Like it's so.
What was
fun.
it about?
It's about, there's like humans, and then there's like some other sort of like immortal creatures, and they like live on different sides of the world, and then like the human goes over to the other place, and then she like falls in love with one of them, and it's like a bit spicy and a bit saucy, and like oh, it's just so good. And I'm now on like the side of TikTok, which is like because there's like 6 books or something in the series, so it like keeps going on, and I'm so excited to watch the rest. But I'm like on the side of TikTok that is like, what?
You mean read?
Oh yeah, did I say what?
Yeah.
I haven't read in a while apart from this one. But yeah, I'm on like some like geeky like TikTok side where they like like, because obviously it's a book and there's like not been a film out of it, so it's like all like AI, and like they can like see what the characters look like through AI, and it's just so good. But I like actually can't put it down, and it's like at a really intense part, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving it here, but I actually can't wait to go home and read the book.
Oh, nice.
Like, you know when you're just like so into something that you're like,
I get you.
Oh my god, I love it. So everyone should read that if you're into like fiction. Anyways, the book is incredible.
I love
Any current flavours for you at the moment?
I would say a current flavour. I mean, I'm not a massive alcohol drinker, but recently I've been trying to get a bit more into vodka. So I feel like that.
Really?
Yeah, I've been trying to drink like when I've been.
Why?
The past few times that I've like drunk alcohol, I've been drinking vodka because I just find that with spice rum, as much as I love spice rum, it's so sugary. So like, first of all, like calories wise, it's terrible. I mean, no alcohol is amazing, but like it's.
Is it worse than vodka?
Oh yeah, vodka's like quite a slimline alcohol.
Oh.
Second of all, because it's so sugary, I feel like it just gives me a way worse hangover. Like the sugar upon sugar is just killing my soul.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like vodka is just not as bad for me. Like when I've drunk vodka, like in the past few times I've drunk, like in Copenhagen we were drinking all vodka. New Year's Eve I drank vodka. Like every morning I've kind of woke up not dying the hell out of it.
Every morning I've woken up and drunk vodka.
Yeah, shot of vodka in the morning.
You need rehab.
No, but when I have drunk and it's been vodka, I just haven't as been as bad.
I have one more actually, and I actually am like not like, I have really high hopes for this thing, so that's why I'm putting it as a current flavour. But mouth taping at night, I did it last night, and it is meant to like improve your sleep massively. It's meant to make your jawline really good, and I've just seen like quite a few people that I know, like friends and stuff, put on their close friends like, oh my god, mouth tape is so amazing. Like, and then like someone that I know the other day actually posted their like stats for their sleep and was like, mouth tape is a game changer.
No way.
Yeah, it's like meant to be.
I haven't even heard about it. What is it?
Shut up! Really, it's like kind of really popular.
I really try and stay off social media at the moment, so go on, tell me.
You just tape your mouth shut at night. People have been doing it for years.
What, with like sellotape?
No, you can like, I like have actual like mouth tape. Like mine's like kind of like a crisscross. One time me and Madeline tried it actually before we were like going on holiday really early hours of the morning. I think we were going to like Paris or something. And I was like, oh, let's try this mouth tape. Like, I just got this mouth tape. Like, let's try it. And we put it on and we, like, actually couldn't stop laughing because we would, like, go to say, like, good night or something. We'd be like, and then we would, like, just, like, piss ourselves. Like, we were really, really laughing about it. Right. Anyways,
guys, we just want to say a big thank you anyway to our listeners that do listen, as this has been a year.
Yeah.
A year of sugar and spice.
Crazy.
So we're glad that everyone is listening and we hope everyone is enjoying it.
Yeah, I know that we shouldn't place so much value on people's comments and likes and stuff, but if you do listen and you do enjoy it, like, you should really let us know, because it just motivates us, and it just like makes us want to do more, which is what we need to do if we want to
carry on.
Build it up. Right, guys, hope you enjoyed. See you next week for the 53rd episode. Sugar and Spice, the podcast.
Entering the second year of Sugar and Spice.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Are we going to do like a season 2?
Oh.
Like, when do we change the seasons?
Oh, do we give like a break?
Like, I think at some point we will have a break.
Really?
We need to like come up with like a new intro or something.
Yeah, we definitely need a new intro.
like spice it up a little bit. Anyway, stay tuned and you'll find out if we do that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Peace and love.